Good evening. Ooh, I just love these voices in the room. I am Kevin Y. Brown. I'm the Chief Content Officer and Head of Strategy at Afripods. We are a Pan-African podcast hosting and distribution platform helping to amplify the voices of African creators, primarily by working to promote the messages, authentic messages that they have, but also put money in the creators' pockets. So happy and delighted to be here in the room with you all so that we can continue on that mission and actually work together in order to help our creators, especially our Gen Zs, to make more money and a sustainable lifestyle by creating.
Sorry about this, guys. It looked very different when we went through the testing, so we're having a little bit of an issue here, but we can give you all of the context regardless. We move. We're women, we're powerful, we can continue moving. So with that, just something to give context with. First and foremost, a question I would have loved to ask. Who listens to podcasts in the room? Do any of you listen to podcasts? Okay. Of those who listen to podcasts, who listens to African podcasts? Excellent. Do we have any podcasters in the room? Okay, we love to see it. We love to see it. So this is really, really exciting. And obviously, people resonate with voices that are similar to theirs. They resonate with experiences that they understand. They like content that's in languages and that they understand, and also in places that feel familiar to them, right? A lot of people are looking for education from podcasts. A lot of people are looking for a conversation from podcasts. A lot of people are listening to podcasts as they're traveling, going to work, doing various activities. But ultimately, I'm really happy to see so many people know what a podcast is, so we don't have to start from ground zero. Calvin.
Hey, evening. Ladies, how are you guys doing? So she started by asking how many people listen to podcasts and how many people have podcasts. But I want to know with a show of hands, right? Anybody could say a podcast that you enjoy, a podcast that you listen to. There's so many podcasts in Kenya, in Africa. So which ones, who can we start with, ladies? Why there? The
Nitpicker.
Let me give you this microphone.
The Nitpicker podcast.
That's a good one. Do you listen to any?
Brand was.
Anybody else listen to? Let me come to you. Oh, let me get to her first.
The Power Panel podcast. Yeah. Rachel Omamo. Yeah.
Afriwetu.
She listens to Afriwetu. Anybody else listen to any other podcasts? Where? Oh, there you go.
I listen to Unprepared to Entrepreneurship, and she's right here. Anmo here.
Oh, there you go. Tell us about your podcast, please.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. It's a YouTube channel. Maybe I can host it with Afripods, who knows. Unprepared to Entrepreneur. I host founders, and basically I want to document as many people who are building, because we rarely get to hear those stories, and I think they're important.
Lovely. Congratulations. So why I'm asking that is because we're going to be telling you about Afripods and what we do in Kenya and across the continent. As Molly did say, and you can see it on the screen, so Pan-African, so many different languages on our platform. Actually, how many are we at? 54?
We have content from over 54 countries, and we can categorize in over 70 languages.
Yes.
We have over 3,000 podcasts on the platform, and so we have a pretty vast kind of global reach. I think we can say that is absolutely ridiculous.
Yes.
We have one of the largest podcasting networks in both Ghana and Nigeria. We also have some very popular podcasts in Kenya, including Iko Nini, if anyone is familiar with Mafrika. So we host and distribute maybe some of your favorite podcasts.
Yes. All right, Kev, next slide.
The screen isn't working, so we're just going to go
All
for
right.
it.
So essentially what we do is a lot of people are always asking what hosting is. I'm glad she kind of touched on what hosting is, right? So when you have a podcast, when you've gone into a studio, recorded your audio, That's primarily what we do, right? You go onto Afripods.africa, you register, create an account, and you're able to upload your podcast. You can even edit your audio. Once you've done that, we distribute it to the whole podcasting universe. So if you listen to a podcast on Apple, you listen to it on Spotify, Castbox, all of the various platforms that host podcasts, we're able to distribute to them, right? So with that, you can literally share it on social media. People are able to go listen. With that, we're now able to give you your data. And when we say distribute and host your podcast, if your podcast is on whatever platform, we're able to give you your, I'm glad that we have marketers in the room with us, because it's all about the numbers, male-female split, where people listening from, all of these different kind of things. So primarily that's what we do. And
just one thing on that. So
Okay.
you can think of it as we're infrastructure for the creative economy. What that means is that as a creator, as a podcaster, we distribute to the entire audience. Anyone can listen to the podcast at any listening platform. But you would come back to Afripods to upload your next episode, as well as to ultimately get your numbers, which means how many streams did I get? Which countries were people listening to my content? When did they drop off? So hopefully that's a little bit more flavor for what we do. Calvin.
all right, so in terms of the streams that we have, which is in the millions, right? I'll be sharing this presentation with all of you if you want it. So in terms of our listenership, we've got an audience between 18 all the way up until 44, 70% urban youth audience, gender split, 54% being female. I'm glad that we have these numbers on International Women's Day. Can I get a, you go girl? There you go. Male, yeah, this is quite something, right? 46%. Audience traits, these are definitely some of the traits most of you are looking for. Educated, trend conscious, and of course, digital savvy. Next one, please. Go on to the next slide. Now, this is a very important slide, and brand safety is something everybody who works in marketing, is a brand person, is always looking at. I think Waithera and I have had this conversation many times, and I'm telling her, Diageo needs to be on this and that, and she's like, brand safety is very important, right? Because you don't want to put your brand onto a platform, onto a podcast where, someone is not even, they don't really know about your brand and they don't really care about it. Do we agree? Yes, 100%. So we're very careful when it comes to brand safety. Trust and authenticity. Right now, podcast hosts in this day and age are among some of the most trusted voices in media, right? Not all of them, but you get my point, right? And of course, authenticity. We're able to reach a Pan-African audience, and vernacular definitely a big thing for us, right? We've had many conversations, as a team and even with different audiences, and before we even got to the part where we enabled people to go into the back end and pick on vernacular, a lot of other platforms are not able to do that. So for us guys, vernacular is definitely a thing, because on the continent, we all speak different languages, right? So we have to represent that, and it's a big thing for us. Now, scalable storytelling. Blend host-read ads, dynamic ad insertions across, top performing shows, right? So you come to us essentially, and we're able to say, you've sent us a brief, as you normally do, and we'll send you back, a response to your brief. But this is not just a brief where we've said, here's the answer to, what you sent. We'll tailor make one for you, look at what your addressables are, or who you're trying to reach, tailor, a whole campaign for you. So that's what we're trying to say. We're able to reach all of these different podcasters on the continent, in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa, wherever you are. Even a podcast that's not with us, we're able to have a conversation with them and get them onto the platform. Also just be able to get your product onto a particular podcast. Molly?
Okay. Did you want to jump in, Kev?
Really quickly, you guys are probably wondering, what are the best categories for podcasting? So across Africa, the top categories are society and culture, like lifestyle, and then followed by news, and then followed by business. So those are the top 3 categories for podcasting across the country. And we have creators on all. different categories. And then the last thing is we also have a program for creators called the Creator Growth Collective. And so that's something that we've actively been doing to empower creators. So as you're looking and deciding to encourage creators and endorse them, then you should definitely be looking at us at Afripods because we have a conglomerate of creators.
And I think I will wrap this up for us if that's okay. We've had some technical difficulties, but I want to leave you guys with some really actionable steps here. So as you guys are all marketers, I think what's really important here is that podcasting, you're buying communities as opposed to traditional audiences. You're buying trust. And so when Calvin talks about podcasting as some of the most trusted form of audio media, the most trusted form of audio in that medium, I think we have to think about our experience podcasting. It's intimate, right? It's one-on-one. You're listening to this person, you're learning from this person, you're laughing with this person or, group of people. It's a very different experience. And I think that what we've been able to see in other markets, and there has been research in South Africa, and some has been done in Kenya as well as Nigeria, podcasting is growing. We're seeing podcasts on YouTube, right? People are telling stories in different ways. And ultimately, what we want to help you do is give you data so that you can come up with the best solutions for your brands, for your businesses, for your clients, for your partners. It's about meeting your audiences where they are. And in a lot of ways, they're changing from the more traditional forms of media. So we're happy to have conversations with all of you guys. There are certainly podcasts that are more male focused. There are certainly podcasts that are more women focused. There are certainly podcasts that are targeting moms or gardeners or people who cook. There's a podcast and a conversation for every type of topic that you'd like to talk about. So ultimately, what I want to leave with you guys here is that this is a very flexible medium to satisfy the needs of your clients and your brands and your partners. Ultimately, everything can be bespoke, but our focus is the African creator, and that doesn't just mean Kenyan, although we are based here and we do have a strong footprint here. We have podcasters across the continent, and we have a very, very strong relationship because of the community that we've built and because we understand that ultimately the creative economy is a way for people to make money off of following their dreams. And podcasting is a way for people to now make money in this new economy. So thank you guys very much. Again, I'm Molly Jensen. I'm the CEO of Afripods. This is Calvin Wanguku, Head of Partnerships. And we have Kevin Y. Brown, Chief Content Officer and Head of Strategy. But I would be remiss to not note that we have our Product Manager, Calvin Washira here, and our Community and Social Lead, Gathoni, in the back. So thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate it, and please reach out to us with any questions.